The thing that changed every pistol on the market wasn't invented by a gun company. I'm talking about the Picatinny rail. Not Glock, not SIG, not Colt, a government building that's located in New Jersey. Cops with flashlights in one hand and a gun in the other, soldiers with mag lights in their teeth, but then one spec sheet changed all of it. And it took 30 years for the hardware to catch up. Today we're going to be tracing the full arc, from how we use flashlights with pistols to what a weapon-mounted light is capable of right now. I've been running the Olight PLX for the past 2 weeks, and by the end of this, you'll know why, and whether it makes sense for you. Quick things first, Olight sent me this light, and I earned a commission down in the link below. But there's a discount code you can use that will save you some money and help support this channel too. Now you know the deal? Well, let's get into it. Oh, bang! Before weapon-mounted light existed, this was the system. One hand on the light, one hand on the gun. How do you aim and illuminate something at the same time when they're two completely separate objects? Well, it works. 2 objects, 2 grip pressures, and 2 points of failure. The moment you need a hand on the radio, a person, or a door, something goes somewhere where it shouldn't. So people started taping lights to guns. Rubber bands, electrical tape, zip ties on duty weapons that cost more than a month's rent. And that was real. It worked till the tape gave out mid-shift, until the beam started drifting and pointing at the ceiling. The idea was right, a light on a gun, both hands free, but the hardware just wasn't there yet. Pistols didn't always have rails, and the reason we got them isn't that obvious. Well, the rifles got there first. The moment the military standard 1913 dropped in 1995, the M16 and M4 was the first in line to adopt it.
The M4 was the first rifle to have the 1913 rail, and later on the adoption of the M16A4 with the 1913 rail dovetails.
And overnight, every accessory manufacturer was building the same spec: lights, lasers, grips, and optics. One standard, every brand, and every gun. Pistols were slower, the frame was slimmer, and the dust cover, it was empty space. Law enforcement saw the rifle changes and wanted the same flexibility on their duty guns. In the late 90s, H&K and SIG were the first to adopt a true Picatinny spec rail. And the reason wasn't aesthetics, it was functional. Glock, however, went a slightly different direction. The accessory rails isn't a true 1913 Picatinny, but most lights are designed to fit both, which is why you probably never noticed the difference. But it's one of those things you only find out after you bought the accessory and try to mount it, and spending 20 minutes on a forum trying to figure out why it won't stop wiggling. Early weapon lights did one thing: flood room, hallways, and close quarters. And that's still what most weapon lights do. The answer for years was 2 light systems: flood light on a pistol, throw light in the pocket. 2 things to buy, maintain, and train with. The PLX does both, a 1200 lumen flood and a 300 meter spotlight. 1 light, 1 button. Toggle between them depending on what your situation calls for. Inside for flooding, fills the space, close the range. Outside for spotting, identify what you're looking at before you do anything about it. But TLR7 does one thing well, the PLX does 2, and that's the trade. Affordable lights have gotten genuinely good. Not good for the price, just good. And the PLX is the clearest example I've had in my hands. Full metal construction, IPX7 rated, rain, mud, dropped in a puddle, doesn't care. A few years ago, you were paying Surefire money for that same kind of performance. The USB charging works fine, but Olight and Osight makes one of the best wireless charging in the game. Their own ecosystem has it. I really would love to see them bring this kind of technology of the wireless charging to the PLX system. The packaging is also very nice, like keep it on the shelf nice. And I have a problem where I actually save all my packages and it's just a whole wall of it in my closet. It's actually kind of ridiculous, I'm not gonna lie. The Picatinny rail on pistol is one of the most significant evolutions in handgun technology, not because of what it is, but because of what it enables. We went from flashlight in one hand and pistol in the other, to both hands on a gun with whatever you need attached to it, based on a spec sheet made in the 1990s, and the hardware has finally caught up to the idea. The PLX is a good example of that. Not a perfect one, but a damn good one.
Dude, that looks sick on a Glock. I like that.
It's pretty sick, right?
Yeah, it is.
I like the adjustability. This thing is actually so cool.
That's a game changer. Wow.
Right?
That's cool.
It's a ratcheting
really cool.
system on a light. That's crazy.
No, they changed the game with that. Dude, I like that.